Gopi Janabalaba Prabhu's reminding us about how Shrinivas, Narottam and Shamananda, they were the top students in Jiva Goswami's school in Vrindavan. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had left the world, so they wanted to encourage the Vaishnavas in Bengal, because the devotees over here in Bengal, Narissa, they were all feeling the separation that, oh, Mahaprabhu's gone, he's left the world, his pastimes are finished. So they were all feeling very much the fire of separation from the Lord. So the Jiva Goswami in Vrindavan wanted to encourage the Vaishnavas over here. So he sent Shrinivas with Narottam and Shamananda to bring the books. In those days, the palm leaves, right? They didn't really have books, it was all palm leaves. And there was no question of how we have it now with telecommunication and everything. It was all handwritten on palm leaves. So they had books all copied out and given to Narottam and Shamananda and Shrinivas. They were the top students, and they were given all the books to bring over to Bengal and Orissa and to start the preaching, to encourage the preaching. Because the Goswamis had been writing, Rupa Goswami had written Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu and Upadesha Amrita, and then Sanatana and Brihad Bhagavat Amrita, and then also Bhakti, Hari Bhakti Vilas by Sanatana Goswami, and these different books, very important for the books. So they were bringing the books with them, and they had a special cart with people, and they were, of course, they have to walk everywhere. This Prabhu was questioning me, he said, how they could walk so far? No, they would walk. They would walk, and they had a bullock cart carrying the books. And they got to this place in Bihar, is it? Yeah, in Bihar, there's one place, and there was one king there who was, not of the most noble character. Anyway, what happened was the astrologer told the king that there's a party coming, and they've got some very valuable things with them. So the king was happy. Oh, wonderful, they've got valuables with them. Good, we will rob them. Let them come. And in the night, we will go there and we will rob them of their valuables. So this party came, the Sri Shamananda, Narottam and Shrinivas, and they were camping for the night. And during the night, the king had his men come and they stole the trunk because they thought that was the valuables. It was the valuables, right? Yes. It was the real valuables. So they stole the trunk with all the books in. Of course, they didn't know it was books. They thought it was some valuable jewels or treasure or something. So they stole the trunk. And in the morning, the devotees woke up and they saw there's no books anymore. They were, oh no, what happened? Where have our books gone? We've come here to deliver the message of the Goswamis, and the books have all been taken away. So they were really, what are we going to do? So anyway, Narottam and Shamananda, they went off to go to their areas for preaching. Like Narottam went to he came to Bengal, and was Bangladesh. And Shamananda went to Orissa, and Shrinivas, he remained. He was the one who remained to try to find out what happened to the books. So he heard that in the nearby town there was one king, and they were having, every day they were having discourses on Shastra. So Shrinivas thought, well, I might as well go and hear. So he went to hear the discourses. And when the Pandit, the king's Pandit, began to speak, Shrinivas was listening, and Shrinivas, he'd been studying Jiva Goswami's school, so he'd learned everything very nice, according to the Goswamis. And this Pandit stood up and he was supposed to speak about Bhagavatam and Lord Krishna, and it was all speculation, it was all nonsense. And Shrinivas was listening, and Shrinivas, he began to correct him. And he began to point out different mistakes the Pandit had made and correct all his mistakes. And they were listening and then said, why don't you come and speak? And so Shrinivas came and he began to speak. And they were completely conquered. And they all surrendered to Shrinivas. And even the king took initiation from Shrinivas. And they all became his disciples. And then the king, his men had stolen the books. He thought it was valuables. But when he opened the trunk, he saw it was just palm leaves. He didn't know what was actually there. So he told Shrinivas, he said, actually, I have something. He said, maybe you know what these are. And he showed him the books. And Shrinivas said, oh yes. He said, this is our books. He said, we need these. So Shrinivas, he got the books back. And he made that king a devotee. And when that king became a devotee, they made many temples in the kingdom. Because the king had become a devotee. So he helped them to preach and to establish Krishna consciousness in that kingdom. So in this way, Shrinivas was a very powerful preacher. Did wonderful service. Actually, the three of them, Narottam and Shamananda and Shrinivas, they were all very, very expert musicians. And they could sing very wonderful. Their kirtans were just unbelievable. You know, the three of them were all very expert in that they could perform wonderful kirtan. And so when they would chant the holy name, people would all be completely overwhelmed, and they would all be very, very much appreciative, and they'd surrender to the devotee. They'd become devotees. So, just like Prabhupada, when Prabhupada sent Shamsundar, Mukunda and Guru Das with their wives, when he sent them to England, they used to have kirtan with Prabhupada. Prabhupada would train them a little bit in kirtan. Of course, Mukunda, he was a musician. He was a pianist. And Yamuna, she was also a vocalist. And like that. They had some experience, had some talent. Anyway, Prabhupada trained them to do kirtan. And then when they went there, when they did go to England, when they started having kirtan, and they would be like a pop group. They would be like a pop group. In those days, in the 1960s and early 70s, they were like a pop group, you know, and they would be on the pop concerts. They would have big name groups like, you know, the Pink Floyd and these different people, you know, different pop, and the Radha Krishna Temple, you know, and they would come on, and of course they'd dress in their dhotis and saris, and they had sitar, and they had saroja, what's it called? Saroj, yeah, the saroj, different Indian instruments, you know, and so people were like, oh, they loved it, you know, they really liked it. They always cheered the devotees. They get some other musician come, you know, he'd be stoned, he'd be drugged, you know, and he'd come, they'd boo him, you know, and the devotees would come, and then the devotees would sing, people would all cheer and appreciate. So Narottam, Shrinivas and Shamananda, they were great musicians, they were wonderful kirtaniers, and they did so much preaching. I met so many devotees. So Shrinivas was here, this was his place. They liked to used to meditate. You know, they would go into trance. They could sit, just like we heard just now how Shrinivas was meditating, and they go into Krishna's pastimes. So they were very advanced devotees. And his daughter Hemalata Thakurani, you know, from her childhood she was very special. At one point they saw her with 4 arms. At one point, you know, she was a very, very special child. She became a spiritual master. She initiated people. She was a very, very special soul. She was her father was Shrinivas, Shrinivas Acharya. So very special family to be born in from the semen of a great devotee like Shrinivas. Narottam, he never married. Shamananda never married. Shrinivas, he had 2 wives. His disciples wanted him to marry. They thought it would be better, be safer for him. So those are some things about Srinivas. Oh, the man told us this neem tree here, that Srinivas used to take a twig from the neem tree and use it for a toothbrush. So that's the same tree still there. And at one point a branch broke off and they planted the branch and another tree is grown there. So you've got 2 trees there. They're both from the toothbrush of Shrinivas. Okay, Prabhu?
Any questions?
Any question?
This Shrinivas Acharya, Shamanand Pandit and Narottam Das Thakur, they are contemporaries, right? But here Maharaj said Ramchandra is a disciple of Shrinivas Acharya. And Narottam Das Thakur is praying for his master, Ramchandra.
Is he a disciple? Yeah?
Shrinivas Acharya is disciple.
They used to meditate together. Ramachandra also used to come here and be with them. They used to be. He was like part of the group, although maybe he was initiated by him, but he was, you know, there's Ramachandra Kaviraj, right? He's a great devotee.
They were friends with Narottam.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances, all glory to our Father. My question is, Господь Чайтанья принял саньясу, чтобы его серьезнее воспринимали. Сколько я слышал, ему не хватало. О нем какие-то суждения пошли. И он принял саньясу для того, чтобы выглядеть серьезнее в этом плане. Он мог не принимать, да? Правильно понимаю?
Lord Chaitanya took sannyas to be more serious and to make the meaning of people more serious from him, about him. So,
Он мог этого не делать.
but
He doesn't do it.
But he can not to do like this. He can not to take sannyas. Could she not?
Could be not? Could be not sannyas. Or he must. Or
He's trying to ask if Lord Chaitanya had to take sannyas or he only took it to make people more serious about his preaching.
Did he have choice?
Was it necessary?
Yeah, to take sannyas or not to take?
Yes, it was necessary. It's described like that in the Shastras also. There's a verse like that describing his appearance from Vishnu Sahasranam that describes how the Lord would come, and in early life he'd be in householder life, and then later in life he would renounce. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes to teach us detachment from the material world, vairagya and vidya, transcendental knowledge. So he has to show the example by detachment. You renounce.
So, Gurudev, it was necessary, yes, to take sannyas with him.
Yes. Somebody cursed him, right? A Brahmana cursed him. That you will never enjoy material life. So Mahaprabhu thought, very nice. You want that curse? You will never enjoy material life. Would you like to be cursed like that? Yes? No? No answer.
It says anyone who will hear this will never suffer from the limitation.
Thank you.
Kirtan in Sivasthakur's home was here or not? No. This is
That is Srinivas. That's a different personality. This is Shrinivas. This is Shrinivas Acharya. He's after the Goswamis. But the home where Lord Chaitanya was having kirtan, that is Srinivas Thakur. That's in Mayapur. That's the house there. If you go past the Chaitanya Mat, then the house of Shrinivas, the home is there. And they have a place where the Chankazi came, he broke the Madanga. You go there, you'll see a broken Madanga. Chankazi came there, broke Madanga, stopped the kirtan. So Lord Chaitanya was going there, Srinivas Pandit's home every night. But that home is in Mayapur. This is far, we're quite far from Mayapur, right? This is Gaura Mandala Bhumi. Navadvip is there. Now we're in the Gaura Mandala Bhumi. Vighna.